Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'm going to show you how we can move the static files to the Azure Storage account and how you can use that and how you can serve those files to your website. So this will help us to improve the performance, and not only that, eventually by using that, we will be able to set up the CDN, and which we will see in the next video. So come, let's get started. So on my screen, you can see this is the website that we hosted, and this is the restaurant table booking app. And this app, if I just click on Control U for the Windows user, you can go to the source code of this. So when you go to source code, you can see all these CSS and JS files are served from the website itself. So if I hover it, you can see down here, it is coming from the assets folder, and assets folder itself is deployed to this Azure web application. Right, so physically all these files are getting deployed every single time, and we are serving it from there. What does it mean? It means these files has to be downloaded every single time the user is going to go to this website. So now what we are going to do is we are going to create an Azure Storage account and move all the static files over there and remove it from our deployment. So that we will gonna see. So the first thing is to create the Azure Storage account. If you've already created, it's fine, you can skip this part alone, but I recommend you to watch this because recently Microsoft has changed the way Azure portal deals with the storage account due to the increased security. They have changed certain things, so if you want to watch, continue to watch. Now I log into portal.azure.com with my credential. Okay, and then these are my, like, if I go to home page, I'll see like this and click on all resources, it's going to list me every single thing here. Okay, so now before this demo, I've already done all these things and make sure everything is working. So either I can go to this storage account or I can create a new storage account. So let me walk you through one by one step because this is important. So I'm going to create a new storage account and then later I will delete this. Okay, now let's take the first storage account. So let's go here and click on storage account. You can search from this also. Let me zoom this so it's better visible. Now click on create. You'll end up in this place, and this is like a basic information that you need to fill up. When there's some important thing as we progress, I will show you. So now I'm going to click on new resource group. So I'm going to say temp rg to delete. So I'm going to delete every single resource that is put into this resource group. Okay, that's why I'm naming it, but you name it a meaningful way. So I'll say okay, and then choose your subscription. Storage account name should be unique and it should be lowercase, no hyphen or underscore. Okay, I picked up LSE storage demo. Okay, region is closest region to me, and then I will choose as standard. I don't need to choose anything else, so you can mark this as locally redundant because this is just for demo purpose. It's enough for me to have it in just an LRS. So next is advanced. Now here, just try to keep as all these as default. Okay, and then I'll point it out very important things. You see this, allow enabling anonymous access to individual containers. Right now by default all the storage account going forward, whatever you create, will be private to the owner. So if you're owner, it will be privately accessible only to you. It's not allowing to change it to the anonymous unless you check this box. But let's say I didn't check this box, and I'll show you how to change this permission once we go into the storage account. Now the rest of the things you can just leave it as default. So let's take a look. All this is fine. I'm gonna leave everything as default. Let's go to the networking. And networking, make sure you choose the first one, enable public access, because eventually we need the public internet should be able to access the files which is stored inside this. Alright, so now let's choose this. This is okay to get the Microsoft routing. Okay, so this is all, just leave it the way it is. It's all default string, and then encryption. Okay, this also leave it to the Microsoft managed key. So they will encrypt all the files at rest. Okay, and then tag, and then let's go to review and it's gonna create it. Okay, if validation passes, then we're good to create. Okay, in few seconds it was created. Go to resource and we are in the resource. Now as you already know, if you have seen my previous video, storage account will land you on the overview blade. Overview blade will tell you what tier you are, what kind of subscription, all those things are here. Okay, because of this simplest demo, we will be just dealing with the containers. Okay, so now we have to look for the blob service. So if you blob service, if you look at this, allow blob anonymous access is disabled. Okay, by default it is disabled. I can click on this and make it enable. Okay, but before we do that, let's go to container and see what happens. Okay, so what we're trying to do is, so if you look at this, this is our UI project, right? So inside this UI project, if you see under the SRC folder, there's something called assets. I wanted to move all these assets to the storage account, and eventually in the next video we will show how to set up the content delivery network CDN. Alright, so I need to move all these things. So I'm going to minimize this. First, you need to have a container created. So click on container. You see this, because of the default thing that you choose, it is not allowing you to make it as public. Right now this is private, because if it is private, I can upload it, but no one can access it without a shared access signature. Now let's first create this, and I'll show you how to change the permission. So let's create something called assets, and then I can just need to say create. See, it is created, but you cannot change the access level. See, it's telling that at the blob level, the storage account level, this is restricted. So let's go to storage account again. Let's go to the blob service here. Okay, and then okay, so now how do you give access to this container alone, not at the storage level? So what you do is, if you go to this overview, like for example, if I go to here and click on this enable, it will become enable for the whole account. So let's not do that. Okay, so let's go, say under this left side, there's something called storage browser. Click on storage browser, and you'll be able to see all the different blob containers, file shares, and all these things coming up here, right? So click on blob containers, and here you will see the containers that we created. So click on the container here. Now you should be able to change the access to the container, that container alone. So I'm going to choose that container, and every single thing inside the container has anonymous access. Okay, so when I choose this, anonymous access for this has been disabled at the storage account. So now it is forcing us to change this at the account level. Okay, so now we have no choice. We have to come here, click on this enable, click on save. It's getting updated. Now let's go to this browser, go to this blob container, again go to assets, change the permission to this one. Okay, let's go and make sure what we did was correct. So it was disabled. I actually came here and I have to choose this one. Probably I chose this one incorrectly. So allow blob anonymous access. Make sure you enable this, and then click on save, and then come to the storage browser, go to this blob containers, choose this container, and click on access level. See, actually, if you have something inside this, you can choose access level for those as well, but I'm going to give at the container level. So I will say yes. Now the container is public. So if I go here, go to assets, now I can change the permission here as well. I can choose either there or from here. Anyway, we have done here. Now if I click on upload, how you have seen is, you can actually drop multiple files. You can drop only multiple files. You cannot drop the directory and the subdirectory. I mean folder and subfolders inside the folder, all those things you cannot do. So I cannot do one by one. Like for example, if I have to browse this, I have to browse one by one and then do all those things, right? So it's going to be tough. So what is the other way of doing? There is something called Azure Storage Explorer. If you go to Azure Storage Explorer, like just go to Google and type Azure Storage Explorer download, you will end up to this place. When you come to this place, based on the OS that you have, choose that OS and download this. I will download the Windows. It's downloading. I already installed it. So now after the installation, just open the Microsoft Azure Storage Explorer and it will look like this. Okay. For the demo purpose, I've just logged off everything and I'm showing you exactly how it will look when you do this for the first time. So when you come here to this avatar, click on something called sign into Azure. Okay. So when you click on sign into Azure, it will ask you to choose one of these. I'm choosing Azure because right now it's in Azure. Next, and actually this is prompting me to sign in on another browser. So I'll choose this authenticated. I'm going to close this and see this came. So I'll close this as well. It is done. All right. So now what we have to do is we have to see, for me there are multiple the directory, that's what's showing up here like this 4. But for you, see, look at this: learn smart coding B2C, learn smarting, and then smart coding Gmail at on Microsoft. This is my actual thing. Okay, so this tenant is currently filtered out, so probably we should click on this and unfilter. Okay, let me repeat this one more time. If you have only one, this problem will not be there. This is not basically problem, this is basically it is filtering out. I have multiple things. Okay, so I need to unfilter this so that anything that we created within this will come. I will unfilter this. It is loading the subscription. Okay, so the subscription is loaded. And one more thing is, though I have multiple the directory that I have created, I do not have subscription to any of those, which means I cannot use that. Okay, so the only thing that I have subscription that I'm paying is from this account, so I unfiltered it. Now click on Open Explorer. The moment you click on Open Explorer, it will go here and it will ask you to expand this. Now if you notice that we have the storage account that is coming under this account. This is the one that I created before the demo. This is the one I just created as part of this demo. If I expand this and go to Blob containers, you will see the asset folder that we created. Here the folder is nothing but the containers. This is the right place where we can drop. See, here also you can upload one by one, but I'll tell you the beauty of this. So what I'm going to do is I am going to pick up this one. See, I'm going to go to this assets and then I'm going to pick up every single thing. Just drag and drop. You can see here it is transferring. Now we don't need to upload one by one. Everything was done. I'll go back and show you. I'm going to close this and just refresh this. You see this? Everything that we want has come here. And not only that, that's currently under assets folder. So I'll tell you why I'm doing all these things, right? So now if you come to this Angular project, let me expand this. So now all of these, right, like I already mentioned in the video, all of the files are served locally. We need to change this to point it to the storage account. So how do we do that? Let's come here. Let's go to assets and go to any one of the files. So let's go to main.cs. Do we have main.cs here? Let's take one which is already valid. Okay, let's go to bootstrap main.cs. Okay, so it's under vendor bootstrap cs. Okay, so it's under assets, vendor, bootstrap, css, and then all the way through I come here. So once you go here and copy this URL, and let's go back to this one and see. Now I'm trying to compare this main.cs, right, this css file. Okay, so let's copy this and paste it here so we know what exactly we're dealing with. Okay, so everything is same except that this is served from this location. So what I will do is I will copy this until here, and then I'm going to replace this with that absolute path. Replace, see, it's formed properly, and I'm gonna leave. Okay, so we find this, we replace with this. So we have 13, we have 15 done. So you can see everything is replaced, right? So now we have to make sure this is working properly. Alright, so if you also notice, this is the one that we created, and it will always be under this domain. Okay, this is the main domain, this is all subdomains. Now let's go back to our local here, and then let's run this. Okay, so when I run this, let's come to this original state. Everything looks okay. Let me go to the source code. Source code is not updated. So let's run this. Okay, so it's not even running in local. I have to run in the local. Okay, so let me open this. Alright, so we have done that. I'm running that in local. So I go to this local one. It's loading perfectly, but let's go and see what it's coming from. So if I go to this Control U, and great, you see this? Now all these files are coming from the Azure Storage, right? It's all coming from Azure Storage, but I will show you something which you will encounter. So if I go to F12 and just click on F5, okay, everything looks good, but you see this bootstrap icon. This icon is giving you cross-origin resource sharing error. If this error is coming, then probably the fonts are not downloaded. So this can easily happen because we are running from this place and it is hosted in a different place. That's why it is coming. So how do you solve that? It's easy. So let's go to the storage account and then come all the way through down, and there is something called settings. Under settings you have resource sharing here, cross origin resource sharing. Come here and just say star allowed is get, and option allowed header is star, give us maximum is 20 seconds, 200 seconds. Click on save. Let's come back and refresh this, and you can see whatever was coming should go away. But let's take a look. Okay, I'm doing a hard refresh. Now you don't see error. Let me clear this. I'll tell you one more time. You see this? There is no error. Now we are saying it's okay to be called from any origin. Okay, that is what we did. So remember all these options. Now we know how to do this. Now let's do one more time. So now I'm going to do a check-in of this code. So I updated this. Okay, so now because we are serving everything from the storage account, we can actually remove this. So if I remove this, what will happen? I'm removing it, saving it, and I'm going to check in this code and deploy this automatically through our deployment CI/CD pipeline, and I'll show you how it works in the deployed version. So you can see this, the automatic CI/CD got kicked in. This is the CI pipeline. It's going to run this. Let's wait for a few seconds and it will trigger the release pipeline and it will get deployed automatically. Now the CI pipeline is done. Release pipeline, you can see that's also downloaded and pushed to the deployed version of the production. Now you can see CI was done, CD pipeline also kicked in, and it just deployed it. So which means I can go to this deployed version and make sure this is all working. So let me go to Control U to go to the source code. See, this is still showing the old one. So let's refresh this. Okay, so let's do a hard refresh. Control Shift R for Windows users, and then if I go to the source code, see all the files are now served from the storage account, and let's make sure there is no error. By refreshing it, there is no error. Okay, so perfectly good. And in the next video I will show you how to leverage this and set up the Azure front door. They are also called as content delivery network, and it will be very interesting. It will be very useful, and we will talk about content delivery network in the next video. And I hope you enjoy this video. If you like this video, don't forget to subscribe, give me a thumbs up, and provide your comments in the comment section. Your like, subscription, and comments will motivate me for the more videos. So don't forget that, and I will see you in the next video, guys. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more tech tutorials. And don't forget to hit the bell icon to get notified when we post new videos. If you have any questions or suggestions, leave them in the comments below. Happy coding!